Hi boys and girls, thanks for watching my new video, and we're going to talk about shapes. You remember last week my kids closed their eyes and they felt all around the corners of a shape to figure out what they were holding? Well, today someone else is going to help us talk about shapes. You remember this guy? Oh, there we go. Matt Man, there he is. Matt Man has a book about shapes. So let's listen. Turn your listening ears on. Here we go. If Matt Man were a rectangle, what would Matt Man do? He'd be the real Matt Man, and his mat would be blue. If we made Matt Man with a circle, what would Matt Man do? He'd roll and roll around the floor, and then he'd roll right out the door. If we made Matt Man with a diamond, what would Matt Man do? He'd float up high into the sky, then he'd look down and wave bye-bye. If we made Matt Man with a triangle, what would Matt Man do? He'd hold the triangle in his hand, then ding, ding, ding in a marching band. If we made Matt Man with an oval, what would Matt Man do? He'd sit with Humpty Dumpty on the wall, then hold him so he wouldn't fall. If we made Matt Man with a moon, what would Matt Man do? He'd go outside to tell the cow, ready, set, jump over me now. If we made Matt Man with a square, what would Matt Man do? He'd take a partner to a dance and do-si-do at every chance. If we made Matt Man with an octagon, what would Matt Man do? He'd stand in the street like a traffic cop. He'd make the cars and buses stop. If we made Matt Man with a hexagon, what would Matt Man do? He'd count his sides from 1 to 6, and then he'd stop to pick up sticks. If we made Matt Man with a star, what would Matt Man do? He would make your wish come true, one special wish, just for you. If we made Matt Man with a pentagon, what would Matt Man do? He'd say, count my fingers, look alive, now count my corners, up to 5. If we made Matt Man with a heart, what would Matt Man do? He'd give us each a Valentine and say, I love you, please be mine. If we made Matt Man with a blue rectangle, what would Matt Man do? He'd say, that's my mat. My mat's bright blue. Shapes are fun to do with you. That was all kinds of shapes, right? Here's Matt Man with all the different shapes. And I thought, I bet we could find some shapes around my house. So I asked Lila to look around and see what shapes she found at our house. What'd you find, Lila?
So, I found this watermelon clay, and it's a triangle.
Yeah, so a slice of watermelon is a triangle, or a slice of pizza. What other shapes you have?
I found this star cookie cutter, and it's in the shape of a star.
Okay, what else?
We found this remote control, and it's in the shape of a rectangle.
Yeah, let's hold it like this, because a rectangle has 2 longer sides and 2 short sides. What other shapes?
I also found this Easter egg, and it's in the shape of an oval.
Yeah, okay, what else?
A roll of duct tape, which has a big circle.
Tape is shaped like a circle, and do you have anything else?
This is a tissue box, which has a big square on the front.
Right, here's a square. So I bet you guys could look all around your house and find shapes, and you could send me a video or a picture and show me what shapes you see at your house. All right, bye guys.
Bye.